perfect blend of sports.
But I think the Niners are going to wear them down. Detroit Pistons lost their 36 games.
Comedy.
See over-under on that relationship lasting. I'm going to put mayo in the coffee.
Yes. I am beautiful. And a whole lot of Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Pittsburgh.
Join Ryan McCormick.
That's at least 2 picks outside of our own in the first round next year. Oreo.
And host Frank Nicotero.
I look at the clock. I go, ah! Ah!
Oh! Watch Punchlines live at noon every weekday.
Once you've satisfied your hunger, get ready for more of the hottest casino games in Vegas. Our 24-hour, 30-table non-smoking poker room proudly hosts all the most popular poker games with a variety of betting limits. Visit the poker room for a schedule of daily tournaments. Whether you're going to hold 'em or fold 'em, the best place for poker is at South Point Casino. You'll notice that our craps tables are usually the loudest in the casino. If you've never played, join one of our free craps lessons to find out what makes this game so exciting. Check with the craps dealer for schedules and give it a roll. Bingo is also an exciting way to spend your time. We offer 7 sessions of bingo every day. Bingo! And each session includes a cash ball jackpot, 12 bingo games, a progressive double action game, and a $10,000 bonus coverall. Electronic units are available. If you haven't played bingo with us, give it a try today. Guests can also get in on the action at our one-of-a-kind race and sports books. 2 separate rooms designed to maximize your experience and comfort. Our sports book, with over 400 seats, puts you right in the middle of the action, 24 hours a day.
I'm former Major League pitcher Andy Pettit. I teamed up with Tunnel to Towers after seeing their life-changing work with military and first responder families. Now we're expanding our mission to help veterans struggling with homelessness. We want to help them rebuild their lives not only by giving them a home, but by providing the services they need. Please join me in donating at t2t.org.
My name is Corporal David Marshall. I served with the 84th Infantry Division and fought in the Battle of the Bulge.
At 98 years old, he's a strong supporter of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. America should make a promise to all our heroes to take care of their families. If you're catastrophically injured, that we're going to take care of you.
They need the support. They need the help. They can't do it alone.
Go to t2t.org. Thank you, and God bless America.
Southern California Thoroughbred Racing continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse through July 7th. First post is always 1 p.m. Our closing weekend will feature a special holiday racing program on Thursday, the 4th of July. Plus, our Meets Marquee race, the Great Lady Ump Stakes on Saturday, July 6th. We'll also have our on-track handicapping contest. You could win a seat to the NHC in Las Vegas. Plus, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool on Saturday afternoon if there's not a carryover. It's daytime racing at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station, the South Point Studios station, right here in the South Point Hotel Casino Complex, right between the race book and the sports book. Our studios are here. We come to you live from the gaming capital over YouTube. That's right, the YouTube network. So just go to YouTube, punch in South Point Studios, and you'll see and hear us on the South Point Studios streaming network there. And we welcome you to the show. And, of course, all of the other platforms that we have for all the folks. A lot of people running around this morning. I know when I was traveling in, a little bit of traffic out there for this holiday Saturday. But we're covered by our anchor station here, our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. So as you're going about your business, you can hear us as well. And, of course, on our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global, iPhone, Android with the apps. You better believe it. KSHP app will get you the sound from the station. And, of course, the YouTube app, you can see and hear us on your iPhones or your Androids and anywhere else you get your podcasting. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Show. As we continue through this Independence Day holiday weekend, today is the big day as far as horse racing is concerned because across the country, 29 stakes races are scheduled to run. 29. And we have 3 derbies and 3 Oaks today, as well as the Cornhusker and the Great Lady M out at Los Alamitos. So we got plenty of action to go over. I'm going to go over some of those stakes races with Jonathan Hardoon in our next segment. And, of course, we'll be giving it to you through the racing menu as well. So we got a lot to cover on today. Now I'm going to give you that public service warning again. It's excessive heat out there, folks. Excessive heat out there. Here in Las Vegas, it's already 87 degrees outside. We're going to get up to 116 degrees today. And hold on to your bonnets. It's going to be 118 scheduled for tomorrow. And that's going to be the highs between 116, 118 until we get to Friday, when it's going to drop all the way down to 114. So we are in an excessive heat warning here in Las Vegas. Stay hydrated, stay hydrated, stay hydrated. Water, 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 all the time water. Because if you start to get dehydrated, and by the time you sweat, it'll be too late. Dehydration starts early, so just keep that in mind. Keep the kids and the pets inside as much as you can. Always check on the elderly and those folks who have trouble handling hot weather, okay? And this heat extends all the way across the country. It's not only here, but it's all the way across the country. You've got 90 degrees in New York, 97 in Washington. All right, down in Miami, it's a nice cool 89. Here in Las Vegas, as I say, we're going to be hot. We're going to be the hottest part of the nation today here in Las Vegas. So those folks out at the pool parties here enjoying themselves gotta get a lot of liquids in them, and certainly a lot of sunblock. That's for sure. 116. We're actually a degree higher than Phoenix, Arizona, which will be 115. So you get the message. It's going to be just hot out there. So much so that today's racing at Delaware Park, and on Delaware Park's card today, they had 4 stakes races. They were carding the Christiana Stakes, the Alapocasis Run, whatever the heck that is, the Kent Stakes, and the Delaware Oaks. Okay, all 4 of those stakes races, along with the entire card today, has been canceled at Delaware Park because of the heat. Delaware Park excessive heat has been canceled. They say they're going to reschedule this entire card for Monday. And by that time, maybe I'll be able to pronounce the name of that race. In any case, no racing today at Delaware Park. It has been canceled, but they're going to run that. They're going to run those races on Monday. Now, that's the only cancellation we have so far today, as far as the heat is concerned and the weather. And as far as the weather overall, with the precipitation, etc., looks pretty good all across the country. It's just going to be hot. That's all. It's just going to be hot. Okay. All right, let's take a look at what some of the things that happened yesterday in racing. First of all, we'll start out with the stakes race of the day, the Brooklyn at Belmont at Aqueduct. That was won by Next. Next was an easy winner of the mile and 3/8 marathon stakes for Luan Machado and William Cowens. paid $2.90 as the huge prohibitive favorite, and rightfully so. This horse was winning his 5th straight marathon race. He has 8 wins of his last 9 starts in marathon competition. They're all at marathon distances. He is the marathon expert right now and did it again with an easy win in the Brooklyn yesterday. Next, the winner there. Pick 6 paid handsome at Belmont at Aqueduct yesterday. $23,580.50 there. And for the most part, Kendrick Carmouche had a couple of wins yesterday. The early pick 5, $9.10, $27, $8.90, $8.80, and $11.40. That returned $9,214.25 in the early pick 5 at Belmont at Aqueduct yesterday. Los Alamitos. Hey, if all of you were complaining about those big favorites at Los Al, well, it's starting to even out now. First race winner at Los Alamitos yesterday paid $27.60. Abel Cedillo, who took that spill on Thursday, came back and rode the first race winner yesterday. So congratulations to Cedillo, bouncing back and getting right back in the winner's circle with a big $27.60 upset winner in the first race, followed by an $8 winner in the second race, an $8.60 winner in the third, $11.20 winner in the fourth, and a $23.40 winner in the fifth, to give a 50-cent pick 6 payoff of $17,136.95. That fifth race winner at $23.40 was Jerry J's reverse play hit. His key horse, High Flying Grace, finished second in the race. This was one of his link-ups. So if you did the reverse, like we're telling you, he often tells you, you could be a little bit wrong and still cash. You got it done yesterday because that reverse exacta for $1 paid $52.90. That in the fifth at Los Al. And of course, we want to thank Bob Mazursky for his winner in the seventh race. He gave us Big Hat Willie. Big Hat Willie eked out a win in that race and got the win at $8.80. You have a 2-day pick 6 carryover at Los Alamitos today of $82,239. 5 out of 6 paid $963.20 yesterday at Los Alamitos. And Abel Cedillo had a couple of wins on the card yesterday after that spill on Thursday. Prairie Meadows yesterday had 4 $100,000 stakes races. The Iowa Sprint was won by Neckard Island with Mitchell Murrell aboard for Chris Hartman, paying $18 even. The Sailorville was won by Unsung Melody with Ricardo Santana for John Ortiz, paying $8 even. The Prairie Gold Lassie for 2-year-old fillies won by She's a Funky Drummer. David Cohen aboard for Larry Ravelli, paying $7.80. And the Iowa Distaff was won by Magical Loot with Chris Landeros aboard for Ian Wilkes, paying $3.60 as the favorite there. Horseshoe Indianapolis had a couple of $100,000 stakes races. The Clarksville Handicap was won by Current Climate, $3 even there. And the William Garrett Cap was won by Coppola, returning $2.60 for Dale Romans there. And don't forget, remember, the Thursday card was canceled because of a lot of rain there at Horseshoe Indianapolis, but they ran yesterday and they're scheduled to run again today. And the carryback stakes at Gulfstream Park was won by Real Macho with Mr. Jaramillo aboard, paying $18.20. That yesterday, but we got a whole bunch of great stakes races today, that's for sure. A quick note on some of the news of the day. Los Alamitos had technical difficulties yesterday. Right after the fifth race ran, the sixth race was untelevised. They finally got the television snafu corrected by the seventh race, but there was no simulcast broadcast of the sixth race yesterday at Los Al, with technical difficulties there. Glad to report that the June overall handle in America was up. The June handle was up 10% over the same June last month, and of course that was aided by those big races up at Saratoga. So good stuff there. And June handle jumped 10% versus 2023. All right, we're going to go to our first break because we got a lot to do on this show. We're going to cover the Oaks and the Derbies for today and all that other good stuff. We got Jonathan Ardoon standing by for that. Rich Yang will be along with us as well. Bob Mazursky will be back to give us his Los Alamitos report. John Lindo and Jerry J's picks, so don't go away. We're just getting started on this Independence Saturday, so don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world. Our gaming amenities include over 60 table games and over 2,600 of the most popular slot and video poker machines. We have penny slots, including the popular Buffalo games, and real machines like Wheel of Fortune, Triple Sevens, and Megabucks. If you prefer video poker, try Deuces Wild, Double Double Bonus, or a variety of multi-denomination games. Or try your hand at one of the most popular casino table games in the world, Blackjack. Don't let the game intimidate you. Blackjack, also known as 21, is both easy and fun. And our dealers are always happy to assist. And the best part? Blackjack always pays 3 to 2. Next, check out the roulette tables. Roulette is one of the easiest casino games to learn, and so much fun to play. It's a favorite of both beginners and seasoned players. In addition to blackjack and roulette, our casino pit features over 60 popular table games like Baccarat, Pai-Gow Poker, 3-Card Poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Mississippi Stud. So get out of your room and come join in the fun.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas, and the ongoing battle between HISA and the racing industry continues. The U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled that a core function of the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Authority is unconstitutional. In a narrow ruling, it was nonetheless kept HISA's legal status in limbo for months to come. So we have some courts that are approving HISA's authority over the racing industry. Now we have an appeals court, the Fifth Circuit, that has said that portions of it are unconstitutional. And this legal battle will continue for a long, long time. Trust me, folks. Anyhow, time to get started with the racing menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook, simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. We remind you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at. And if you're listening anywhere else across this world in other time zones, adjust to the Pacific time zone from whatever one you're in so you don't miss anything. Like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? We don't want you to miss a bet there. All right? Here we go. The menu starts out with Horseshoe Indianapolis, 12 races today, 9 stakes races. And 6 of them will be $100,000 a pop. They'll start the 4th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th races and the 10th races, the $100,000 stakes races there. They'll wrap it up with the 2 big races of the day at Horseshoe Indianapolis, the $200,000 Grade 3 Indiana Oaks at a mile and 16 for 3-year-old fillies. Impel will be going there. She's the 7-5 favorite in the 8 filly field. And then the $300,000 Grade 3 Indiana Derby at a mile and 16 for 3-year-olds. Sees a field of 8 in that race, and the morning line favorite there is Stronghold. You remember this horse in the Santa Anita Derby? Yeah, Stronghold. 2-1 on the morning line with Antonio Fresu. First post time, Horseshoe Indianapolis, 9 a.m. this morning, 9 a.m. for Horseshoe Indianapolis, and they have a super high 5 carryover of $12,791 there. Okay? Next comes Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 9 races. Their first post time at Laurel Park is 9:25 at Laurel Park today. Following that, we have Belterra Park. Belterra Park has a first post time of 9:35 for their 8-race card at Belterra. Then we come next to Ellis Park. Ellis Park has 9 races. Their first post time is 9:50 at Ellis. Super High 5 carryover there, $4,692. Their feature race is the 8th on the card, the 8th race, the $125,000 P-Patch Stakes at 5.5 furlongs on the turf. A full field of 12 there. Morning line favorite, 5-2, is Moonlit Lady. First post time, Ellis Park, is at 9:50. And then we go next to Monmouth Park in New Jersey. The feature race there is the Jersey Girl Stakes. That's the 9th race today at a mile on the turf for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. In that race, the 8-5 favorite is Riding Pretty. 10 races overall at Monmouth Park today, and their first post time at Monmouth with a big pick 6 jackpot carryover of $226,955 is set at 9:50 Monmouth Park's first post. Gulfstream Park, they've got 10 races. Their feature today is the Smile Sprint, 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up, a field of 9 in this race. Sibelius is the 2-1 favorite. Octane is the Octane is the 9-5 favorite. Sibelius is the 2-1 second choice. We'll wait and see if this is an automatic lock 'em up queue here with these 2 horses in the 8-horse field. First post time at Gulfstream Park is set at 9:55 at Gulfstream, and their pick 6 jackpot carryover, $13,664 today at Gulfstream Park. Next comes Belmont at Aqueduct. Belmont at Aqueduct has 11 races. 4 of them are stakes races today at Belmont at Aqueduct. Okay, 4 stakes races. They are starting out with the Belmont Derby at 1 mile and 3/16 on the outer turf course for 3-year-olds. Just a field of 5. Endlessly is the 6-5 favorite with Umberto Rispoli aboard. And Legend of Time is 5-2 second choice with William Buick. Looks like a throwdown between these 2 in the 5-horse field in the Belmont Derby. Then comes the John A. Newrad Stakes. That's the 8th race on the card, 7 furlongs for 4-year-olds and up. A short field of 5 there as well, and Mulligan is the 2-1 favorite in that one. Then comes the Belmont Oaks Invitational. That's the 9th race on the card on the outer turf course at 1 mile and 3/16 as well. 9 go before any scratches in that one. The favorite there, 2-1, is She Feels Pretty with John Velasquez on the board. And, of course, the Godolphin has a horse in there, Cinderella's Dream as well. And those are the 4 stakes races today at Belmont at Aqueduct. Earlier in the card is the first of the 4, and that is the Dwyer Stakes. That'll be the second race on the card at 1 mile for 3-year-olds. Again, a short field, 4 in this one. The 6-5 favorite is Domestic Product, and the 8-5 second choice is Belal. So you have 4 in the Dwyer. You have 5 in the Belmont Derby Invitational. You have 5 in the John A. Newrad. And in the Belmont Oaks, we got a bulky field of 9. 11 races overall at Belmont at Aqueduct today, and a first post time of 10:05. Track fast, turf courses are firm. So the outer turf course will host races 3, 6, 9, and 11. The inner turf course will have the 10th race on the card. And that, again, first post time at Belmont at Aqueduct is 10:05. And we'll get any scratches for you in those stakes races coming up soon. Woodbine is next. Woodbine has the Hendry Stakes as their feature race. That'll be the 8th race on the card. And at Woodbine, the first post time is at 10:10. The Hendry favorite there is Play the Music in a field of 12. Woodbine has a super high 5 jackpot carryover, $58,981, and a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $42,380. First post time is set at 10:10. Hawthorne Racecourse is next. Hawthorne Racecourse has 9 races today. Their first post time at Hawthorne is set at 12:10. 12:10 at Hawthorne today. Then next comes the Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds. And remember, Los Al Thoroughbreds has a 2-day pick 6 carryover. This is a traditional pick 6 format. 2-day pick 6 carryover at Los Alamitos at $82,239. They've got 9 races today. The feature will be the 9th and final, the Grade 2 $200,000 Great Lady M at 6.5 furlongs for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Sweet Azteca is the 9-5 favorite in this one. Post time for the first race at Los Al is at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Emerald Downs has 8 races. Their first post time at Emerald is set at 1:35. You got Northern California Racing Pleasanton. They have 7 races, and their first post time at Pleasanton today is set at 1:45 as well. 1:45 there. Canterbury Park, first post time for 8 races is at 3:10. Then we have Evangeline Downs, 9 races today. A couple of stakes races. The Opelousas Stakes is the 6th, and the John Henry Stakes is the 8th. Evangeline Downs' first post time, 3:30 for their 9-race card. Charlestown, with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $21,850, has an 8-race card, and their first post time is 4 p.m. And then the 2-day Festival of Racing at Prairie Meadows. Today's the first of the 2 days. They have 11 races at Prairie Meadows today. They got a pick 5 jackpot carryover, $44,667. That's the pick 5 carryover at Prairie Meadows today. And the first 3 races will be quarter horses, and 2 of those quarter horses will be futurities. Then you have races 4 through 11 will be the thoroughbreds, and of the thoroughbreds you have 4 stakes races. They'll roll out like this. The $100,000 Prairie Gold Juvenile for 2-year-olds will be the 6th race. Jet Sweep Joe is the 2-1 favorite there. The $225,000 Iowa Oaks for 3-year-old fillies at a mile and 16th. In this race, there was a field of 6, but scratch number 5, Impel. Impel is going in the other Oaks today. The morning line favorite then will be Shimmering Allure with Julien Le Peru. You got the 8th race, the $250,000 Iowa Derby at a mile and 16th for 3-year-olds. A field of 11. Just a Touch is the 9-5 favorite there with Florent Garreau. And then the $300,000 Grade 3 Cornhusker Handicap at a mile and 1/8 for 3-year-olds and up is the 9th race on the card. Favoritism will be between Red Route 1 at 5-2 on the morning line with Christian Torres and Hit Show at 3-1 on the morning line with Florent Garreau. First post time for Prairie Meadows today is at 4 o'clock. And then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos quarter horse racing at night. 8 quarter horse races tonight, 7 trials for 2-year-olds. It's trials night tonight at Los Alamitos with a first post time of 6:10. That is your busy racing menu for today. All right, let's go to Jonathan Nardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm fine, man. We got a lot of derbies. We got a lot of Oaks. We got a lot of good racing going on today. And a nice 2-day carryover at Los Alamitos.
Yeah, it was all of a sudden prices are starting to appear at Los Al, so that's good. They started off with an awful lot of chalk. People don't like that. But now the results, I don't know if they make so much sense, but at least you're getting prices.
Well, it's evening out. That's what it's doing, and that's, we as long as we can get around to 33%, then we know we're getting right around there for the favorites. All right, we got a lot to cover, and I guess let's start with the Oaks, okay? We have the Iowa Oaks at Prairie Meadows, and in this race, as we discussed earlier this week, that Brad Cox had cross-entered Impel here, and in the Oaks at Horseshoe Indianapolis, he's going in Horseshoe Indianapolis, so would have been the big 6-5 favorite there, but she scratched in the Iowa Oaks, and now the favoritism goes to Shimmering Allure with Julien Le Peru. How do you see that?
I really don't have much of an opinion. I mean, she's okay, but she's no standout, and it's a pretty evenly matched group of horses, and no real opinion. Sorry.
That's okay. That's fine. But we just wanted to let everybody know that Impel has been scratched out of that one because she is going to go in the Indiana Oaks at Horseshoe Indianapolis. She's the 7-5 favorite there in a field of 8 fillies, and looks like it's her race to win or lose.
Yeah, it's the first half of the late double. It's the Oaks, for fillies and mares, and then you have the Indiana Derby. And Brad Cox is certainly clearly looks the best here. Impel looks very tough to beat. She's had 4 career starts and she's never gone backwards. I think she's going to be tough here. If you like 3 to 5 shots, well, Impel is the horse for you.
All right. And then we go to the Belmont Oaks Invitational at a mile and 3/16 on the outer turf at Belmont Park. In this race, She Feels Pretty is the 2-1 morning line favorite, but you got Godolphin in there and Appleby with the Cinderella's Dream at 9-2 with William Buick.
You do. You have foreign horses shipping in, but Sherry DeVoe has just done a tremendous job training this year, and this horse is no exception to her record. The horse has 4 career starts. She's won 3 of them, extremely impressive last time out in the Hilltop at Pimlico. She just keeps improving. Johnny V rides. She's not. She's listed at the 2-1 morning line favorite, but I think they're going to. Charles Appleby has a horse in the race. Chad Brown has a horse in the race. So you really may get around that price, and if you do, I think that's a fair price on this horse.
And this horse you're talking about, of course, is She Feels Pretty. She Feels Pretty.
Correct.
The 7 horse in the 9th at Belmont. All right, we take care of the Oaks. Now it's time to go to the Derbies, and we go back to Prairie Meadows for the Iowa Derby, which is 1 mile and 16 for 3-year-olds. In this race, Brad Cox does have just a touch in the race at 9-5 with Florent Garreau, but this may not be as much of a lockup as the morning line might suggest.
Well, I don't know about that. If you draw a line through the Derby race, any of his previous races win this race. He obviously never showed up that day. He's been freshened up since that race. They're pointing for this spot. I think Brad Cox made the right choice in freshening this horse up, pointing for this race, and I think he's just flat out better than these.
All right, so you think the 8-5 is a decent price on just a touch in this race, but there's a lot of good horses running in the race that can make chicken soup out of chicken feathers by maybe connecting an exacta or two with some of the nice horses in that race. And one of them that I will be definitely hooking up is Mugatu. That breaks from the rail with Joey Bravo aboard. I think that's a good exacta horse. And Henro, with which is the 3 horse in that race with Rafi Bejarano at 12-1. I'm going to put that one in the exacta as well.
Why not? By the way, Florent Giroux, who's spending the afternoon at Indianapolis, is hopping on a private jet to get to Prairie Meadows in time to ride those other 2 horses. So.
Well, it's well meant, that's for sure. And we go to Horseshoe, Indianapolis for the Indiana Derby. And, of course, Dragon Guard is the horse that he's going to try to make it in time to ride at 7-2 on the morning line. But the big favorite there, by virtue of his past performances and resume, could be Stronghold, the D'Amato horse with Antonio Fresu.
Well, he's another one that just didn't show up on Derby Day. He got beat 12 lengths that day, finishing 7th. D'Amato freshened this horse up. You also have EJ Won the Cup, the Doug O'Neill horse that's been all over. He's run at the Lone Star, Turf Paradise, Santa Anita, Del Mar, and he fires every time. But the lightly raced Dragoon Guard from the Brad Cox barn, 3 career starts. Last time out, tried a mile for the first time. Now he's going to stretch out to 1 mile and a 16th. By the way, the track may come up wet there. It was wet yesterday, and if there's any moisture in the track, this horse ran huge last time out on a wet track. He's the now horse. He's the one that's recently raced. He ran the last on June 2nd, and he's getting better. He's going to be at least the price. He's 7-2, and I think you'll get every bit of it. And I like that horse. This was one of my original selections, official selections for the radio today.
Okay, so one of your official picks today is in the 12th race at Horseshoe, Indianapolis, the Indiana Derby. Dragoon Guard, number 8, Dragoon Guard in the 12th race. And by the way, Brad Cox, that has Impel going as the big favorite in the Indiana Oaks. He has swept the Indiana Oaks and the Indiana Derby once before with Shared Sense, and she Dares the Devil in 2020, and it looks like he might sweep it again this year. That's for sure. All righty, so we get those out of the way, those 2 derbies. The final derby, of course, comes back at Belmont Park, and that is the Belmont Derby Invitational at 1 mile and 3/16. A short, a compact field, but what they lack in the amount of horses we get, not in quantity but in quality in this race, between Endlessly, who ran in the Derby but is now back on his preferred surface on the turf at 6-5 with Umberto Rispoli. And there you have Godolphin and Appleby again with Legend of Time with William Buick aboard. This could be a throwdown between these 2.
Not so fast, my friend.
Aha! Okay, good.
Graham Motion's going to have some say in there with the number 4 horse, Tricari. When he ships to New York, when he ships anywhere, his horses always run. This is another horse that has 6 career starts with 3 wins. Johnny V rides today, 7-2 on the morning line. This is an improving horse, and this is the right horse to play at the price here. I like number 4, Trickery. Ralph, I don't understand what Naira did Saratoga opens on Thursday. They rode 4 stake races today, and they don't have more than, I think one race has more than 5, but they're basically 2 5-horse fields and a 4-horse field. Why not wait and run these races at Saratoga where you get full fields? Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm also thinking about the same thing with these big, and they're graded stakes races too. I can't understand how you couldn't get that. That's for sure. As far as bigger fields, but there is quality there. And as you say, with the Saratoga opening on Thursday, they're wrapping up the Belmont at Aqueduct meet on tomorrow. And right now we got a jockey, Manny Franco's got 35 wins on the season. That's 10 more than Ired Ortiz Jr. and Flavian Pratt. They're tied second at 25. And as far as leading trainer, Chad Brown leads Linda Rice by 3, 25-22, with Christophe Clement in there third at 11. So it's going to be an interesting 2 days at Belmont at Aqueduct. Yeah, and I just can't understand how they got short fields in all but the Belmont Oaks Invitational for big races and graded stakes races and big purses down there at Belmont at Aqueduct. But I guess everybody is chomping at the bit to get to Saratoga.
Well, that's the whole point. Everyone wants to hold their horses to Saratoga, so run these races next weekend or the weekend after. You know, it's only more stake races that you'll be adding to the Saratoga meet, and I promise they would have more than 4 and 5 horses in a race if they're running it up here.
All right. Finally, we got the Cornhusker Handicap. This is a race with a deep history, that's for sure. Red Route 1 and Hit Show will be vying for favoritism in the 11-horse field. And again, Mr. Cox has Hit Show.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you know, he's okay. He's legit, but I no strong opinion in that race, Ralph. I think the favorites are going to decide it, so why guess? It's a tough race.
Okay, let's get started with your picks. We know we got you. We know you have an official pick already in one of the races. Again, your 12th race at Horseshoe Indianapolis. You like the 8 Dragoon Guard. That's an official pick on the show. What else?
Well, we had the 5th race at Aqueduct, but this horse is a late scratch, so we're going to have to pull an audible and look at the 7th race today. And I like the number 2 horse in here, Cam and Duke. This is a 4-year-old gelding from the Jimmy Ryerson barn. Absolutely draw a line through this horse's last race. He was beaten 60 lengths, Ralph, 60 lengths.
Wow.
So what do? They come back and they show 2 bullet work since that race. If you go back 2 and 3 starts, either one of those races were good enough. Maybe it was the ship up to Saratoga last time out, but obviously that race didn't mean anything. They dropped him in for 40. They could have dropped him for 20, but they're somewhat protecting him. Yeah. Again, I like the 2 bullets after the bad race. I like the 10-1. Dylan Davis aboard to ride. Number 2, Cam and Duke, upsets and wins today's 7th race out at Belmont.
All right, 7th race at Belmont. The 2, Cam and Duke, is your pick. 7th race, number 2. Anything else?
Yes, let's go to Los Al, race number 4, first leg of the pick 6. And I like the number 6 horse in here, Ferociously. Abel Cedillo for Rosemary Trila. 7-2 on the morning line. This horse has run well at Los Al in the past, only 1 start, but it was sneaky good that day. I like number 6, Ferociously, as a pick 6 single in today's 4th race out at Los Alamitos.
All right, 4th race, Los Al, number 6, Ferociously, the 6 in the 4th at Los Al. Jonathan Ardoon doing a lot of hard work for us, that's for sure, and he has full sheets where?
Aqueduct, Los Al, Gulfstream.
All right, thanks a lot, Jonathan, for your look at all those great races today. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right, we're going to rush off to our first break. When we come back, Bob Mazursky is standing by, so don't go away.
Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. For years, Tunnel to Towers has demonstrated a commitment to first responders and military families. They've paid off mortgages and built specially adapted smart homes. Now the foundation is expanding its mission to eradicate veteran homelessness. Please give our veterans a chance to reclaim their dignity by donating at T2T.org.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Southern California Thoroughbred Racing continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse through July 7th. First post is always 1 p.m. Our closing weekend will feature a special holiday racing program on Thursday, the 4th of July. Plus, our meets marquee race, the Great Lady M Stakes on Saturday, July 6th. We'll also have our on-track handicapping contest. You could win a seat to the NHC in Las Vegas. Plus, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool on Saturday afternoon if there's not a carryover. It's daytime racing at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Now let's get out to Bob Mazurski standing by for Los Alamitos. Bob, we got a 2-day Pick 6 carryover. Good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. Yeah, we do. It's we had one ticket alive into the last race yesterday with Golden River, the favorite, but that horse was only able to manage third, so that's why we have all that extra money in the pool today.
And it looks like a very competitive card today at Los Alamitos, highlighted by the last race on the card where a lot of the Pick 6 possibilities will be decided. And that, of course, is the Great Lady M, a grade 2 for $200,000 at 6.5 furlongs, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, and a full field of 10. Competitive, although Sweet Azteca is the 9-5 favorite with Juan Hernandez.
Yeah, it is a competitive race, but she definitely deserves to be favored, Sweet Azteca. She hasn't been out in a while, but she showed her class last time. You know, she stretched out for the first time in her life. Very lightly raced filly, and she was able to beat Adair Manor, who, of course, is a multiple graded stakes winner for Bob Baffert. She's trained very well for her return. And Michael McCarthy, her trainer, also has 3 witches in the race. Did not run well in Kentucky on the undercard, but she's certainly capable of her best day. We have Daddy's Ruby on the end of last year. Chismosa, who comes off a win at the end with Stray's last. Contention served deep, but I do think Azteca deserves to be favored.
All right. You're breaking up a little, so we're going to kind of cut this short and get your pick off. A nice winner yesterday at 880 with Big Hat Willie that had to fight to get the win. And I guess Raylu Gutierrez's first win at Los Alamitos, huh? Oh, we lost Bob. Okay. We did lose Bob technically there, but we do have his pick, and I'm going to give it to you right now. Thanks a lot, Bob, for sharing today. We will wrap it up with you tomorrow from Bay Meadows. From Bay Meadows, my goodness. From Los Alamitos, I should say. From Los Alamitos tomorrow, Bob Mazurski will be back with us, but he froze up in technical difficulties with all of this technology that we have. All right. Bob Mazurski's play is in the 8th race today at Los Alamitos. In that 8th race, number 9, Sharp Ride is his play. Again, number 9, Sharp Ride, 4-1, a Belcedia aboard. That's Bob Mazurski's play off a nice winner he gave us yesterday at an $8 mutual. Today's 8th race, Bob's pick is number 9, Sharp Ride. Now we go to Rich Ang standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, I got to tell you, it's going to be an exciting day of racing. We got derbies and oaks and all sorts of great racing all over the country today. Good opportunities to make some money.
Yeah, and I heard you talking about the heat and Delaware Park canceling. I imagine a lot of these racetracks, Ralph, are going to have short post parades, and after the races are run, you're going to see the guys out there with the garden hose spraying down the horses to cool them off, because it's going to be awful warm coast to coast.
Not even a question about that, and you're absolutely right for this caution to everybody out there. Remember that that because of the heat, they're going to be short post parades. They're going to come right out of the paddock area, just take maybe a minute of warming up and go from the post parade right to the starting gate. That's usually the system that they have when it's hot out there. So remember that, short post parades to the starting gate. All right, Richie, Los Alamitos, you got a full sheet there of handicapping today at Los Alamitos, that's for sure. The Great Lady M is the big race there. Any thoughts about that race?
Yeah, I might like to try to upset the heavy favorite Sweet Azteca on my sheet, Ralph. I made the number 2-3, which is my top choice. This horse last time out was shipped to Churchill Downs and quite frankly ran awful. But if you take a look at the race 2 back, won the grade 2 Santa Monica at Santa Anita. So I think Three Witches is a real interesting horse, a little more price, a little more meat on the bone than Sweet Azteca.
All right, so you like number 2. The name of the horse is Three Witches, but it's number 2 in the 9th race. And Abel Cedillo, who bounced back from a spill on Thursday and had a couple of winners yesterday, is aboard that one there in the Great Lady M, the grade 2 at Los Alamitos. It'll be the last race on the card. It'll be the payoff race for a 2-day Pick 6 carryover. So a lot going money-wise for the owners that are trying to go for the $200,000 purse and for the players that are trying to go for that carryover of $82,000 plus, that's for sure. Richie, you got a pick for us today.
Let's go to the opener. Race 1, Ralph, 6.5 furlongs. Starter allowance 12.5. Let's go with number 2, Indy Star. The trainer Leonard Powell goes to the 7-pound apprentice who I can't even remember his first name, but Orantes. But he looked pretty good yesterday riding, and so we give him a shot to get number 2, Indy Star, home in race 1.
Yes, and Orantes, of course, is being handled by Vince DeGregory, who is a Hall of Fame jockey's agent, having Hall of Famers in the past like Chris McCarron, Lafitte Pincay Jr., etc. So this guy knows he has a good eye for good talent as far as jockeys are concerned. And to take Orantes' book at this point in time says a lot about what Vince thinks of Orantes. So he's riding your horse in the first race, number 2, Indy's Star. First race post time is 1 o'clock Pacific time. And don't forget the rest of Richie's selections for today at Los Alamitos. He gave us bookend selections. He gave us the first race and the last race. You can get everything else in between at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Thanks a lot, Richie.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, we're going to take our final break on this busy Saturday. We'll come back with Jerry J's plays and, of course, John Lindo standing by. Don't go away.
Southern California Thoroughbred Racing continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse through July 7th. First post is always 1 p.m. Our closing weekend will feature a special holiday racing program on Thursday, the 4th of July. Plus, our meets marquee race, the Great Lady M Stakes on Saturday, July 6th. We'll also have our on-track handicapping contest. You could win a seat to the NHC in Las Vegas. Plus, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool on Saturday afternoon if there's not a carryover. It's daytime racing at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this busy Saturday of stakes races around the country during the Independence Day weekend of racing. Want to remind everybody out there that you can get Jerry J's power pages for both Belmont at Aqueduct and at Los Alamitos at jerryjspowerpage.com. As we had some technical difficulties, of course, with Bob Mazursky, we also had technical difficulties with the email service that Jerry provided. So we did not get his Los Alamitos sheet today. I cannot interpret anything off his Los Alamitos sheet because it just never arrived in our mailbox. But we did get earlier in the day, we did get the Belmont at Aqueduct selection sheet from Jerry J. So I'm going to give you a horse, interpret a horse out of that. His reverse plays have been hitting really good, most recently with being a little bit wrong, but still being able to cash bets. So here we go with his selection, interpreted selection at Belmont at Aqueduct for today. We're going to go to the 7th race, and that's the race that Jonathan Hardoon gave us a horse. So we're looking for a Siraco play hit. We had a couple yesterday, didn't get there. But in the 7th race, Jerry J has a star horse and a second rated horse on his sheet, and this horse is 6-1 on the morning line. So we're going to use number 8, Safalo's Mission. Number 8, Safalo's Mission in the 7th race at Belmont at Aqueduct with Jose Lezcano aboard as the key horse. The link-ups will be numbers 1, 2, 4, and 7. 1, 2, 4, and 7. The 1 is 8-1 on the morning line. The 2, which is Jonathan Hardoon's play at 10-1 on the morning line. The 4 is the even money favorite on the morning line. And the 7 is 4-1. So we got a good mix there. We got the 8 over 1, 2, 4, 7, and reverse on the 7th. And, of course, I'll make the Siraco play between Jonathan Hardoon and Jerry as the 2-8-8-2 box in the 7th race at Belmont at Aqueduct. Now we go to John Lendo standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I want to remind everybody out there, you have 2 full sheets today as well here at the South Point, the only place that they can get John Lendo's Lendo Report covering all of Belmont at Aqueduct today and all of Los Alamitos today, 2 important racing emporiums for racing today. And John covers them both with full Lendo reports, and you can get them both here exclusively at the South Point Racebook, free of charge, complimentary here, only place you can get it in Las Vegas because they love horse players and John Lendo's selections as well. John, I'm not gonna ask you anything more than if you like any of the derbies or any of the Oaks out there, and if not, we'll just get to Belmont at Aqueduct and Los Alamitos.
Well, to me, it's not a gambling kind of number, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Endlessly get back on the turf today in the Belmont Derby. He's been a grass horse all along. They experimented in the Kentucky Derby. This is what he wants to do. He's 6-5 on the program. I don't think he's going to go favorite in here. I think they're going to probably bet the Appleby horse Legend of Time, but I expect Endlessly to run a lot better race today.
All right, Belmont at Aqueduct does have both the Belmont Derby Invitational and the Belmont Oaks Invitational marathon races on the grass. Both have short fields in them. And, of course, Endlessly is in the Belmont Derby. And, of course, you talked about Legend of Time. But the Belmont Oaks looks like it's going to be a little bit better of a betting race simply because there's more horses in it. There's 9 fillies in that race. But then again, you got the Appleby and Godolphin, horse to deal with. But a lot of people like She Feels Pretty, with John Velasquez aboard as the 2-1 favorite.
She's Feel Pretty was very good at Pimlico. If you get a chance to watch the European races, you watch Cinderella's Dream win 2 back. That's where William Buick lost the irons, and he won with his legs hanging off the sides on the saddle, and he won easily. So she was impressive. She can run.
All right. Well, we'll just take a look at that. That's for sure. All I can say is 4 stakes races at Belmont at Aqueduct today, and 3 of them really have short fields, small fields. They're competitive, but small fields at that. But Los Alamitos could be the play of the day there with that big 2-day pick 6 carryover of $82,239 there. Where are we going with picks? Going to go to Belmont at Aqueduct first, right?
Belmont at Aqueduct first. Race number 11, number 8, Prospero comes off the layoff, exits a really strong race with 3 next winners out of his debut. Good work tab down in Kentucky. Cherie DeVoe, very hot right now. Lasix on, 8-1 on the program. Number 8, Prosperous, race number 11 at that's Belmont at Aqueduct.
All right, the 11th race at Belmont at Aqueduct, number 8, Prospero. 8-1 on the morning line. John Velasquez on the hot trainer's horse. 11th race, the 8 at Belmont at Aqueduct. Oh, boy, Los Alamitos.
Yeah, let's roll the dice in the 5th race today. There's a lot of speed in here that ought to stop. I thought number 2, Do It for Dave, ran well off the layoff at Pleasanton. He's a much better horse on dirt. He'll love the long stretch of Los Alamitos. At 20-1 on the program, he's got to have some type of chance in here. So let's hope we can finish off that early pick 5 with a bomb. Race 5, number 2, Do It for Dave, 20-1 on the program with Kyle Frey at Los Alamitos.
Oh, do I like your pick there? I love it when a handicapper here comes up with a horse that has a lot of morning line to it, and certainly this is the case. 5th race, number 2, Do It for Dave. Hey, Dave, do it for the race day listeners as well. In the 5th race, the 2 horse, Do It for Dave, your pick at 20-1. Don't forget the Lendo Report covering all the races of Los Al, available right now at the South Point Racebook, free of charge, as well as Belmont at Aqueduct. And with that pick 6 carryover of $82,239, I'm thinking that it looks like it might be hard to hit today, John. And oh my goodness, if they have one more day of a carryover, we have 2 days going in today, one more day of a carryover, and tomorrow will be a horse player holiday with a mandatory payoff on closing day, huh?
And great field sizes today at Los Alamitos and tomorrow as well. So it's a good gambling weekend for Los Alamitos.
It's a good gambling weekend all over the country, that's for sure, for horse racing. And in Southern California, hey, how about the temperature? 87 degrees. That looks like cold weather as far as the rest of the nation is concerned, that's for sure. Hey, John, we're going to wrap up today's busy Saturday show, reminding everybody one more day left of this Independence weekend, and that is, of course, tomorrow. We'll be here at 7 a.m. Pacific time. In the meantime, enjoy today's racing all over the country. Say it, John.
Have a great race day, everybody.